Let me ask you something. You and your partner both work full-time. To salaries, to paychecks. Money coming in every 2 weeks, so logically, you should feel financially secure, right? But here's the weird part. Somehow the bills still feel heavy. The savings account still looks disappointing. And every month it feels like you're running on a treadmill that's slowly speeding up. You look around and think, wait, how are we making this much money and still feeling broke? Meanwhile, you hear stories about people decades ago who supported an entire family with just one income. One salary, one worker, 3 kids, a house. And somehow they still managed to save money. Which leads to a really uncomfortable question. How did 2 incomes become less stable than one? Because here's the thing. For millions of households around the world, 2 incomes didn't create financial security. They created something economists call the 2-income trap. And once you see how this trap actually works, you start realizing something a little disturbing. Your second income might not be making you richer. It might actually be making you more financially fragile. And today we're going to break down the math and the psychology behind why that happens. If you're someone who is tired of the hustle culture nonsense and you actually want to understand how money really works, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today we're talking about one of the most misunderstood financial concepts in modern life. And once you see the numbers behind it, you're probably going to start looking at dual-income households very differently. Look, on the surface the logic is obvious. 2 people working means twice the income, twice the stability, twice the financial safety, and for a while. That's actually true. Imagine a couple, Alex and Sarah. Alex earns $60,000 per year. Sarah earns $55,000 per year. Together, they bring in $115,000 annually. That's solid middle-class income in many parts of the world. At first, everything feels amazing. They move into a nicer apartment, upgrade their car, start going out to dinner more often. And because 2 incomes feel stable, they start making bigger financial commitments. Like buying a house. Now here's where things start getting interesting. Here's what most people don't realize. When a household goes from 1 income to 2 incomes, something very predictable happens. Their lifestyle expands to match the new income. This is called lifestyle inflation, and according to research from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, household spending rises almost proportionally with income increases. In other words, the more money people make, the more money they commit to spending. And a huge part of that spending gets locked into fixed costs. Things like mortgage payments, car loans, childcare, insurance, subscriptions, private school tuition, property taxes, expenses that don't go away easily. And once those fixed costs expand, they become extremely hard to reverse. Now here's where the 2-income trap really begins. Look back 50 years. In the 1970s, most families relied on a single income. But over time, more households began sending both adults into the workforce. Which meant something subtle but powerful happened in the housing market. More households suddenly had 2 incomes when applying for mortgages, which allowed them to bid more for homes. And when everyone can bid more, housing prices rise. According to data from the Federal Reserve, housing prices in many developed economies have increased far faster than wages over the past several decades. Why? Because banks don't lend based on 1 income anymore. They lend based on 2 incomes. Which means homes are now priced assuming 2 workers per household, not 1. Now you might be thinking, okay, but 2 incomes are still safer than 1. And on paper, that's true, but here's the problem. Once a household's entire financial structure depends on 2 incomes, something dangerous happens. The margin for error disappears. Let's go back to Alex and Sarah. Combined income, $115,000. Their monthly after-tax income is roughly $7,200. Now let's look at their expenses. Mortgage, $2,400. Car payments, $900. Childcare, $1,200. Insurance, $500. Groceries, $700. Utilities, $300. Student loans, $400. Subscriptions, and missed, $300. Total monthly expenses, $6,700, which means their monthly savings is only $500. Now here's the scary part. If 1 income disappears, their income doesn't drop by half. It drops below their fixed cost survival level. If Sarah loses her job, their income might fall to about $3,800 per month after tax. But their expenses are still $6,700. They're suddenly short $2,900 per month. That's the two-income trap, the psychological trap, but the math is only half the story. The real problem is psychological. When people feel financially secure, they take on long-term obligations. Things like bigger houses, luxury cars, private schools, lifestyle expectations, and those obligations are built on the assumption that both incomes will always exist. But here's the thing about life: jobs disappear, people get sick, companies downsize, industries collapse. According to data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average worker will change jobs around 12 times in their lifetime. Which means income disruption is not rare, it's inevitable. This is where it gets really interesting. One of the biggest expenses created by dual-income households is childcare. In many countries, childcare can cost $10,000 to $20,000 per year per child. According to the OECD, childcare expenses consume over 20% of household income in many developed nations, which leads to a strange situation. Sometimes the second income barely covers the cost of working. Think about it: commuting, childcare, work clothes, eating out, stress spending, convenience services. Suddenly that second income isn't creating wealth. It's simply maintaining the lifestyle that requires two incomes, stress multiplier. Two incomes also introduce something rarely discussed: time scarcity. When both adults work full-time, households have less time for cooking, maintenance, planning, shopping for deals, DIY solutions, so they outsource those tasks, which costs money. This is why dual-income households often spend more on takeout, cleaning services, convenience products, paid childcare, home services. The second income doesn't just increase income. It increases time pressure, which increases spending. The debt acceleration effect. Here's what most people don't realize. Two incomes also make it easier to qualify for larger debt. Banks evaluate your combined income, which allows households to take on bigger mortgages, more car loans, higher credit limits. And once that debt is locked in, it becomes another fixed cost that requires both incomes to survive. So what started as financial freedom slowly becomes financial dependency. Surprising historical reality. Now here's something fascinating. Back in the 1960s, households with one income actually had higher savings rates than many households today. According to historical data from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, personal savings rates in the United States were often above 10%. Today, that number frequently falls below 5%, despite households earning more, which raises an uncomfortable question. Did increased income actually make people wealthier? Or just better at spending more money? The escape strategy. So how do you avoid the two-income trap? Here are 5 powerful strategies. Strategy 1: live on one income. This is the ultimate protection. If two people work, try to structure your life so one income covers all essential expenses. The second income becomes savings, investments, debt payoff. This creates massive financial resilience. Strategy 2: keep fixed costs low. Your biggest financial risk is fixed costs, especially housing, cars, loans. Keep those below 40 to 50% of your lowest income. Strategy 3: build a huge emergency fund. Most people aim for 3 to 6 months. Dual-income households should consider 6 to 12 months. Because losing one income can destroy a budget overnight. Strategy 4: avoid lifestyle lock-in. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should. Lifestyle upgrades should be slow and intentional, not automatic. Strategy 5: design flexibility. Financial freedom isn't about income, it's about flexibility. The ability to survive job loss, career changes, or life surprises without panic. Look, two incomes aren't bad. In fact, they can be an incredible wealth-building tool. But only if they're used strategically, because here's the truth most people miss. Two incomes don't automatically create wealth, they create opportunity. And that opportunity can either turn into financial freedom, or a lifestyle that quietly requires both incomes forever. The people who escape the trap understand one simple rule. Increase your income, but never increase your dependency on that income. Because the real goal isn't just earning more money. It's building a life where money stops controlling you. If this video helped you rethink how dual incomes actually work, hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want to understand the psychology behind why people stay broke even while earning more, you might want to watch this next video. Because one of the most dangerous financial habits most people have is something they do every single month without even noticing it.